Welcome everyone. Chapter 43, technology in production. If you recap this lesson, you can see we talk about the technology in different sectors, especially primary sector. What we learn here, primary sector, especially farming, fishing, forestry, agriculture, quarrying and mining. We talk about the use of tractor, mechanical harvesters, grain drying machines, automatic feeding systems, chemicals and pesticides, genetically modified crops, application of drones and new cutting machines and mining in the sector. And also because of this technology used in the primary sector, is increase the productivity and also reduce the number of workers and also increase the crop quantity, the harvest yield increase, and also reduce the effect of pests and diseases, especially for the human beings, and also help farmers with the water and disease management, crops management, and also improve the productivity, health, and safety of the workers. So these are the main benefits of the using technology in the farming agricultural sector. And also we talk about the use of technology in the secondary sector, the construction and assembly. In the construction and assembly, we talk about the especially the use of robots in the construction industry, manufacturing industries. Especially there are three categories of robots are there. Material handling robots and process operation robots are there. There are, and also assembly line robot. We talk about the difference between these three robots, mainly assembly line robots and process operation. People have some kind of doubt about the difference between these two. Right, material handling robot is very easy because material handling, there are organizations like Amazon and the stock control, they're using material handling robots. But process operation robots are basically standalone robots in one specific task you can do. They are not depending on, they're not linked with another robot. So they, like for example, spray painting, welding kind of a robots in Toyota automobile companies. We can see process operations robots. And also assembly line robots mean like they are working in like a sequence, like using the concept of division of labor and specializations. Therefore, in a conveyor belt, they are working different sections, such as labeling, cutting, put some kind of checking the quality. This kind of jobs they are dedicated to do. So, and also talk about other concepts we are using, especially computer-aided design, computer numerical control, computer-aided manufacturing, something like that. So computer design specifically we're using for designing purposes, for the designing purpose before you produce something here, design, especially architectures, draftsman, quantity survey, they have designed using the mathematical skills. So there are computer software they're using called CAD system. They're using the view of 3D pictures and everything. And also you can alter quickly if you want to do some modification. And also we talk about the CNCs, computer numerical control, while process ongoing. When the process is going, we can feed up, give the feed of the numerical control. We can use like a computer to carry out tasks such as cutting, milling, drilling, welding, sewing, printing, like this kind of numerous activities we can perform by using the CNC methods. So as a result of this, you can see the computer-aided manufacturing systems. Also, they're using the fourth one. CAM is actually integrated a method which is using the like computer-aided manufacturing. Computers are linked with the mechanism of the manufacturing, and then they control and design the production of goods and manufacturing. And also talk about the CIM, computer integrated manufacturing, which is a kind of using the design process and the manufacturing process both together. So you can see it's kind of a CAD plus CAM. It's a CIM, integrated manufacturing, involving production, involving designing, planning, purchasing, cost accounting, stock controlling, distribution, everything comes under there. So basically, organizations are mainly working on these different techniques, especially in the manufacturing sector. And also we talk about the what are the main benefits, what are the main advantages of using technology in the secondary sector. Especially robots can perform repetitive and sometimes dangerous tasks, like heavy machines, industrial pollutants and poisonous chemicals or other hazardous materials they are using. They can use robotics in that kind of activities. And also they are really accurate. Accuracy is high, 100% accuracy. and can perform at a constant rate. Speed of the performance can be controlled, therefore constant rate they can produce, and sometimes they can operate 24/7 hours. But I don't think any organization doing this. But some flow production, some organizations have sometimes they are performing this robotics and all these machines 24/7 hours non-stop shift basis. However, some staff, this is however points or the evaluation points of using technology in the production. Some staff may lose their jobs, called redundancy, unemployment problems, and also the robots can be expensive to introduce. It's expensive method, and also its products maybe have to be standardized. There is no flexibility because if you want to change the type, if you want to change some kind of a design or something, you have to modify the technology, you have to reinstall the program, right? Rewrite the program because it's costly. Therefore, it's not that much flexible method. And also we talk about the tertiary sector, the third category of how we use the technology in the service sector, especially in the subjects of financial services like banking and marketing, in advertising, retailing section like supermarkets and all, and in the leisure sector like hotels and tourism, administration and communication, office works, and also in the e-commerce, buying and selling online. So these subjects are using, and many more. You can see at some point like education, like Zoom, and also you can talk about sometimes sometimes entertainment industries like like cinema, like Netflix and all. So we talk about certain technologies are there in using, especially service sector. You can see massive amount of the technology being used. So as a result of this, you can see the example. For example, in financial sector, ATM machines, automated teller machines have been using, and also EFT, POS, electronic fund transfer, point of sale systems are there to actually do some kind of transactions using debit card or credit cards. Online gathering of data in the market research, especially marketing organization, market research companies, they're using data gathering online using market surveys, online surveys being used. TV advertisements and in film, right? Technology, they're using like a special effects. Sometimes they're using technology, especially like a 3D movies. You can see the recent movies that came from the different Disney, Marvel, DC. These movies, they are especially all that superhero movies. You can see they're using special effects by using the technology. And also fifth one, EPOS, electronic point of sale. That is electronic point of sale, the sales time, and special supermarkets they are using in the retailing section. Save time and queues also at the checkout, and it improves the stock control and automatically uh, orders new stocks they are doing. They have some kind of artificial intelligence you can use. So not only this, you can add some kind of some subjects such as education sector, and also like example will be like a Zoom and Google Class. And you can add some points like medical sector, healthcare sector, especially artificial intelligence. Sometimes they can use, especially different sectors. You can add many more. Transport and logistics sector, we can use technology because that's also comes under tertiary sector, transport and logistics. Especially we can use artificial intelligence, especially the train timings and everything. So traffic controlling, all these methods of technology have been heavily been using. So you should know. So technology is the new era. So new generation, right? In future, someone actually want to follow some kind of a courses. I think with the business management, definitely should study technology. IT sector is really important. Therefore, if you can have some kind of some kind of like a dual qualifications in the business management and ICT, it could be great advantage because without technology, without ICT, there is no growth in the business arena. So therefore, it's very advantage to have someone having some kind of IT qualification plus business management qualification if you are pursuing your studies future. So and also we talk about the especially the cost and benefits. Generally, as the technology being used in different sectors, what are the main advantages and disadvantages of using technology? But always there is advantages are very high compared to disadvantages. In kind of some questions they're asking, evaluation questions, you have to mainly you should know the both side of the answer. That's why technology, there are good side as well as bad side. Mainly good side we talk about first. New products provide more choice. Because of technology, we can produce new products. Therefore, more choice for the customers. High productivity and low cost is there. Higher productivity and lower cost, and less waste of resources Material wastage will be minimum. Sometimes we have principles like zero defects policies. Improve health and safety of the workers, right? And tasks are easier for the workers and improve the communications because of technology. However, there are drawbacks of technology being using. For example, high setup cost. Yes, installation cost, purchasing cost will be high. That's some kind of like a limitation. However, and another thing, technology breakdowns can be expensive, right? Technology always depending on some factors such as electricity and power, right? If there's a power breakdown, then we can't work with the technology, right? You can see sometimes there's a power cut, island-wide power cut or something. So a lot of people can't, not only education sector, healthcare sector, transportation, logistics, because you can see then the traffic control system totally gonna like, dark, and then there will be so much of problems are there because technology breakdowns will be expensive, because entire country, imagine there's no power in the entire country, you can see millions and billions of losses because so many industries have to stop, right? Otherwise if you have a generator, but there's a backup plan. That's why technology is always sometimes can be machine breakdown, there can be power cuts, there can be so many things. Therefore technology we can't, that's a risk of the digital world, right? Therefore, sometimes using analog, like manual things, also sometimes better, right? If you watch movies such as Johnny English movies, like starring, that Rowan Atkins, you can see his latest movie about the Johnny English. He's talk about the digital world and the analog world. So, however, he actually at the end he actually able to uh, actually accomplish his task mission by using the analog ways. That's why in a digital world there is some kind of drawbacks are there because it depends on something. If there is no Wi-Fi, if there is no power cut, if there is no power, if there's a machine breakdown, if there's a something, sometimes viruses can hit, they can GPS and everything, someone can track you easily. So these kind of things are there. Anyone can hack the systems, but analog ways, manual methods, these limitations are not there. So like that, so technology sometimes breakdowns can expensive, and it's very complicated process. And also job losses may cause conflict and distress. You can talk about job losses. Unemployment problems will be created more conflicts and distress among the society. Existing staff may need to be trained again, like because if you introduce a new technology, the staff members has to know about this new system, then you have to train them. And reduce the motivation for machine workers, like when you work with the machines not flexible, therefore you have to work repetitively, so it's tedious work will cause boredom, fatigue, monotony, and as a result of that you can see that some professional diseases also can cause because of these workers. They're working repetitive nature, motivation will be lower. And finally, loss of flexibility in the business organization. Standardization will improve loss of flexibility, so they can't actually flexible, depend on the customer orders, you can't be flexible, right? So these are the main common cost and benefits, advantage and disadvantage of the using technology. Finally, we talk about the e-commerce. E-commerce is use of electronic system to sell goods and services, especially internet, right? So use electronic system means, and we talk about the benefits of using e-commerce to business and customers, especially benefit side. You can see the first for the businessman, e-commerce will be there is no cost of operating stores. Sometimes we can say there is no brick and mortar cost because there is no rent, there is no electricity cost, so staff cost can reduce, right? This is the advantage for the business. That's why a lot of businesses nowadays they're operating through online businesses, and sometimes home-based businesses, right? Therefore they have no need to rent a place. These costs can reduce because you have a everything, you must have some kind of website, online platform to sell your products. Lower startup costs compared to other things, and also lower costs when processing transactions, and less paper is needed for documents such as invoices, right? And also payments can be made and received online using credit and debit cards. And B2B, business to consumers, business to customers, businesses can offer goods to a much wide market, and also business can serve them like 24/7, right? Always online business, always you can available, and business have more choice when located in their operations. No geographical boundaries, advertising is very cheaper and easier, right? Large geographical area they can cover. These are the main benefits. So always very common in business papers. about the e-commerce, because it's a new subject, like a new area of the syllabus. And customers also, we are getting more advantages by using e-commerce, because you can see they don't need to travel, right? Online retailers, they lower cost also, because they can reduce the cost, because they can have kind of like a low profit margin, and they can reduce this overhead cost. As a result of that, sometimes prices are really low. Consumers can shop 24/7 hours. They also can shop anytime, anywhere, and there is generally huge amount of choice. Yes, vast amount of choice is there, and also people can shop from anywhere in the world if they have access to the internet, right? So therefore, no location barrier, no transportation costs. Sometimes home delivery is very flexible, right? Sometimes cash on delivery methods are available, and some people, they're reluctant to go. Sometimes people with the disabilities also, they can shop online, right? Especially people like these days, they encourage, government also encourage to use online shopping because of the pandemic situations like that. So customers also really get very good advantage. It's a very convenient method of shopping nowadays, as online shopping. However, there are common drawbacks of e-commerce is there available, you should know. Again, we can see the strong dependence of ICT, like information technology. As I told you, if there is no Wi-Fi, if there is no power, so sometimes that can be problems, definitely. And lack of legislation that adequately regulates the new e-commerce activities, like both nationally and international legislations are not adequate. And market culture is averse to electronic commerce, like customers cannot touch or try the products, right? No returns. They cannot actually, product trials are not there. So that's another culture they are creating, right? So no product trials, no, you can physically not, products are not tangible then. So by looking at the photo only, you had to order, right? So users are loss of privacy sometimes. Yes, this data, because when you have online shopping, you have to use some information, your personal information has to share. Sometimes your name, your address, your telephone number, these things available in the some third-party website, and then there is a loss of privacy, and loss of regions and countries, cultural and economic identity is there. Sometimes there's a loss of privacy problems, right? And also insecurity in the conduct of online business transactions, which especially computer hackers. Computer hackers might gain the access to your sensitive information. Sometimes your order history, your credit card numbers, your bank account details, your address, your telephone number, and they can misuse your information. This disadvantage, the negative side also there. And sometimes there are fake traders, maybe more difficult to identify online. There are some fake traders, so there are genuine traders and fake traders. Therefore, uh, people sometimes get so many financial losses because of these fake traders. Customers without internet access and credit card may excluded. Yes, there are still some kind of customers are there still, because 100% still the credit cards not being used everyone, and also that every house in the world there is no Wi-Fi system, because 100%, we can say some developed countries like UK, Wi-Fi usage is about 90%, right? But if you take the countries like, Asian countries like, India, the Wi-Fi percentage use is about less than 50%, right? Less than 50%, like 30% something. So basically 70% of the population still, they don't have internet access. So imagine that kind of a situation. How can they influence? Because sometimes they can use mobile data. But mobile phone are very popular nowadays. That's why this Amazon and everyone, they are located in those countries, promoting the e-commerce by using mobile phone. And customers may experience poor after sales service. That's another thing, because not like the traditional service business, online service business, the distance between the retailer and the customer is there. So even if you're unsatisfied with the product, you can't, there is some problems are there to, returning the goods, and when they are going to commenting on the product and everything, sometimes customer service, after sales service is very poor. These are the things that you should know, basically the good and bad side of the e-commerce. Because e-commerce, sometimes there are mock exams also. We can see e-commerce questions are there in a 12 marker. So you should know at least two benefits, two drawbacks of the e-commerce concept. And look at this kind of a question. This is one of the kind of a paper from the mock paper. Amazon is a case study. It's an American multinational company based on Seattle that focuses on e-commerce and cloud computing. digital streaming, and artificial intelligence. It is considered one of the big four tech companies along with the Google, Apple, and Facebook. Amazon is known for its disruption of well-established industries through technological innovation and mass scale, and it is the world's largest online market space. So the question is, evaluate the impact of e-commerce. For the success of Amazon, you should use the information provided as well as your knowledge of the business. So 12 mark, when you're writing this kind of a question, evaluation question, therefore you should first of all start with the definition. What is e-commerce? Explain e-commerce meaning, buying and selling goods, doing business to electronic medium in e-commerce. Definition is there, right? You can see, I'll show you the theoretical part. So e-commerce, use of electronic systems to sell goods and services like online. And then this question they're asking, evaluate the benefits, evaluate the impacts for Amazon. So then in not the customer point of view, you have to answer this question from the business point of view. Therefore, you should talk about the two advantages to the business, Amazon with the application. So therefore, no cost of operating stores, you can say. So therefore, no brick and mortar cost. Amazon no need to actually rent places, and also rent and insurance, electricity, telephone. These things are gone. So the expenses we can reduce as a result, because it's the largest online store. Therefore, so many costs they can reduce. And also, you can see anything out of this box. So explain with the related to Amazon. You can see also the location decision. There is a large geographical area can be covered. Like talk about the USA, it's a large geographical area, right? You can see the biggest country in the world. So as a result of that, business have to be more choice when locating the operation. And Amazon can serve their customers 24/7 now. Therefore, they can sell their retail items, food items, furnitures, anything, any items, books, anything 24/7 now. They can operate. As a result, this leads to increase their revenue. Therefore, they can increase their market share. Like that, you have to develop, right? Not on these points. The development is important. At least this one point, you have to develop by 3 sentences. You can use the because, leads to, therefore, like that BLT model. However, you can see about the disadvantages, because impacts mean, especially 12-mark question, you talk about the good and bad. Both. You can talk about, however, Amazon, they're strong depending on the ICT. You can take that also. Sometimes you can see, especially the e-commerce thing, especially you can see this like a number one. And you can see insecurity of conducting online business, like computer hackers gain the access to sensitive information, right? Like that, your credit card information, sometimes addresses, telephone numbers, these informations can be hacked by anyone. As a result, some customers might be found some kind of difficulty, sometimes these things. And also the loss of privacy thing, and also market culture. So anything which relates to Amazon, take 2 points, drawbacks, however points, and then develop. And in conclusion, you can talk about the what are the alternative viewpoints that Amazon can do. Like if you talk about the disadvantage, like privacy problems, and we talk about the disadvantage such as some customers doesn't have enough phones and everything, mainly internet access or credit card. You can give some alternative viewpoint. Yes, Amazon can have some kind of a methods they can include, such as cash on delivery. Then customers without credit card, those they can order and they can pay from their money when they goods delivered to your doorstep. Like that, give some kind of solutions in the conclusion para. You can talk about the alternative viewpoint. You can say Amazon, if you have poor after sales service, you can say the Amazon can have kind of like they can maintain the good after sale unit, right? Customer satisfaction, they can do some survey, they can appoint some people to check out all the customer satisfaction. So you can talk about some, and also you can say they can have some kind of online as well as physical. Some at least 1 or 2 locations they can have, like a big, like a headquarters that the customers can physically go and check. Some customers, they still want to do that, even though it's online available. You can see still there are some head offices are there online, like Daraz, Kapruka, and then Amazon. There are some their headquarters is located somewhere. Then you can go. Some people they can talk the people face to face, and they can do their activities online like that. So you like a conclusion parameters, you must give some solutions to the problems, right? So like that, this is the way you have to write the answers. In the short note part also, I have given all the materials, production, productivity, economies of scale. In the technology lesson, I have given everything like mainly the advantage, disadvantage of the technology part. This lean production chapter 42, just-in-time systems, everything. I have already shared this with you. And also in technology business, I have given everything again. Technology, primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, cost and benefits of technology, e-commerce, B2B, B2C, two types, benefits of e-commerce to consumers to business. So this is the way that you have to study from the short note. And then we have one more part to go. So that is the chapter review case study. So we had to talk about this case study today. Before that, we'll go some kind of like a small part, how to balance the cost, productivity, quality, and flexibility of technology. There is really important decision, the balancing parts. Right, Devin, can you read that paragraph?
Yes, balancing the cost, productivity, quality, and flexibility of technology. The decision when or whether to introduce new technology into production is often a difficult one for business. The financial cost of purchasing, installing, and maintaining technology can be very high. Robots, CNC machinery, and other high-tech equipment are often very expensive, and businesses often need to borrow or raise funds to make the investment. There is also a huge human cost to consider. Introducing new technology often means making people redundant. This is also expensive and can disrupt the workforce. Senior management have to be sure that the cost of the technology is lower than the value of productivity gains. The productivity gains may only be achieved if large quantities of output can be sold. Therefore, business must be confident about selling much larger quantities. Decision makers also have to consider the impact that technology will have on the quality of the product. For example, historically, mass production products were often seen as lower in quality than those who were handmade. Also, some customers are actually happy to pay higher prices for handmade products. This might be in case in clothing industries. For example, another issue is the flexibility of new technology. When production processes are automated, it often means that a business can only produce standardized products. This reduces the choice for customers. However, many would argue that most technologies are so sophisticated today that quality and flexibility are not compromised. For example, production lines in the motor industry can deliver flexibility. This is because it is possible to produce cars to many different specifications on the same line. To conclude, investing in new technologies risky, and businesses have to evaluate cost, productivity gains, and the impact on quality and the loss of flexibility if any before going ahead.
Very good. So yeah, so basically the organization, that's why before you're investing in technology, you have to go through these things. You have to do some kind of like a self-evaluation about the cost, the productivity, quality, flexibility of the technology. So this is very important. So what they try to mention, the most important things you should consider before you're purchasing a computer, before you're purchasing a machine, right? Any technology. So you have to consider about the cost, how much it costs, financial value, and the productivity. What is the productivity of this? How much output you can produce out of that, and the quality of output. Some machines are there low quality, but expensive machines sometimes high quality, right? And flexibility, right? Flexible. Sometimes some machines they don't have flexibility. You can't actually do any changes, modification. But some machines are flexible, like mentioned in the last para. Some industry like motor industries, and sometimes it's very flexibility is very high. You can actually give specification in different specification. They can handle the same line. That's sometimes that flexibility is available in modern technology. You have to think about that also. Especially these are the main three factors you have to consider before you purchasing a technology. If you ask what are the, for example, this question can be come for a 6-mark question like that. Analyze the factors. Analyze two factors which determine the like balance of the technology in the business. Then here talk about the cost is important because of this. Sometimes cheaper versions are available. Sometimes expensive versions also available. We can see sometimes cost is really important. The company budget, how much they can spend on this technology. Sometimes company can't afford high expensive technology because the company doesn't have that much of financial capacity. And productivity, you can talk about that, how much the input output combination. So as a result of this technology, what kind of output will be there, and also the especially flexibility. Some organizations need to actually change the time to time. The specification has to change. Is that machine available? Is that machine capable to do that? Or only standardized output only coming like that? These facilities are really important. Therefore, you should think about these three factors before you selecting a technology. So they say large business as well as small business, they're using technology based on their capacity. But however, large business they have more choice of technology because more expensive items they can purchase. That's the thing. Even small business, so sometimes they're using electronic point of sale, small grocery people, small restaurants and everyone, they're using sometimes credit card payment facilities because it is not an option, it is compulsory. And also having a website, online presence is not an option nowadays, it is a mandatory facility requirement for every organization. Therefore, either a small or a large, information technology and other technological appliances are really important. Otherwise, you become like a dinosaur, and later on, you will be automatically will fail. Okay, let's go to MCQ question first. You can answer using chat line, and then we can find out who get the correct answer. First one, robots can perform a specific task such as spot welding, spray painting are called assembly line robot, process operation robots, mechanical robot, handling robots. Yes, I got correct answers. Correct answer is the B, right? That's called the process operation robot. Question number 2, which of the following is an advantage of using technology in production? A, higher labor turnover. B, low fixed cost. B, improved communication between employees. D, improved productivity turnover. Right, so basically the correct answer is, I got four correct answers given by the students. The correct answer is question number 2, D is the correct answer. D is the correct answer. You can see the advantages using this one, the productivity, improve the productivity turnover, right? Advantages using for the business, improve the productivity. Question number 3, which of the following is used to design the product? Easy question. You can see design, the D stand for, you can see D, number 1, A is the correct answer. 7 students gave the correct answers. Very good. CAD, computer design, right? Designing specialized software. Last question, which of the following is a problem with the new technology in the production? A, machines are difficult to operate. B, high initial cost. C, poor communications. D, machines waste resources. Problem in new technology, right? What is the problem in new technology? Machines are difficult to operate, high initial cost, poor communication, machines are waste. So all things, I got correct. 4 correct answers. B is the correct answer. High initial cost. High initial cost. Okay, let's move on to the chapter review. Case study is really important case study. Alliance Group. Alliance Group. Right. Alliance Group case study. I invite Liara. Can you read this case study?
Alliance Group is a farmers' cooperative in New Zealand. It is owned by farmers and operates a red meat processing plant. In 2015, the group generated $1,500 million revenue from the sale of around 1,600 different products processed from lamb, mutton, beef, and venison. In 2016, the group invested $16 million in new technology. It purchased a state-of-the-art robotic bone removal machine and a new thermoplastic packaging system. 2 robots are installed at the group's Smithfield processing plant in Timaru. These machines are responsible for cutting cow breast meat and evisceration, the removal of internal organs such as the heart and lungs. These 2 fully automated robots work safely in the same areas as workers in the plant. They take on the difficult and potentially dangerous roles in meat processing and contribute to improvements in quality and hygiene. A new robotic cutting machine for sheep meat was also due to be installed at Alliance Group. The purpose-built boning machinery uses an X-ray unit to analyze each sheep carcass and instruct the cutting machines where to cut. The machine then divides the carcass into back, middles, and 4 quarter cuts. Finally, a middles machine separates middles into other sections such as racks, loin, flap, or saddle. The new technology reduces waste in the process and improves hygiene because the machine has circular blades rather than bandsaws. This machine also improves health and safety in the plant and reduces some stress for workers. In another of the firm's plants at Invercargill, A new plastic packing machine has been installed. This machine ensures that no air was in contact with the meat after the packaging process. It can offer a longer shelf life for products, which is appealing to Alliance's large number of retail customers. It also has a much larger capacity, which makes the packaging process more cost-effective. Alliance Group aimed to improve operational efficiency as a result of the investment. Senior managers believe that the company will gain a competitive edge in the market since Alliance is an early adopter of some of this technology.
Okay, well done, Liara. So basically, this is a farm, right? So in New Zealand, as you can see, they are giving in detail. So how these machines they can use to actually in the farming industry, especially meat industry. So they're asking these questions on this. You can see it's a New Zealand. So many dairy and farming meat items are they producing. 3 questions. Describe one disadvantage to Alliance Group of introducing new robotics technology into its plants. So one disadvantage, it's asking with the one disadvantage. So I can say the loss of sometimes job opportunities because it's traditionally done by people, right? So but now they're replaced by robots. That's the thing. So large meat producers, they are using robotics. It's very efficient and more productive and accurate, right? Especially cutting and everything. So but that's a one drawback. We can see loss of the job opportunities for the people in the New Zealand. So we'll see the answer later on. Question number 2, what are the benefits of Alliance Group of introducing a new technology in its plants? Give at least 2 benefits in your analysis. This is a 6-mark question, like analyze questions, analyze the benefits of introducing new technology. With the application, you can say will increase the quality of output, is very accurate, and you can see the increase the something like a new technology, like a packaging and everything, is increase the shelf life, because like with no air in the packaging, because then if we have the air in the packing, so there can be there's a growth in bacteria and the germs can be created in that small air bubble. So that's why they're using this technology, no air, like they're packing like with that. Sometimes you can see, especially this is happening in every lot of meat industries. This is a very popular method of packing. And last question is a 12-mark question. Assess the importance of a business of balancing cost, productivity, and quality. It's at all those 3 factors you have to balance: cost, productivity, and quality, and flexibility, right? So 4 items: cost, number 1; number 2, productivity; number 3, quality; number 4, flexibility. When producing new technology, when you're doing this question, we have to talk about this each element with the application. Okay, let's go to the answers, the marking schemes about this case study. It's a really good case study. Alliance Group. Okay, number 1, describe the one disadvantage to Alliance Group of introducing disadvantage part of introducing new robotics technology in its plants, right? Okay, disadvantage number 1. Yes, Nelly, can you read the first disadvantage? Okay, Nelly is not there. Okay, then okay, Roshini, can you read the first disadvantage? Right? One small paragraph, describe one disadvantage. Somebody you can see, so we can use this question like an outline question, like a 2-marker question, but this is the huge paragraph they are giving because it's like a kind of a marking scheme. As a result of that, you can see normally we don't need to have like a large paragraph for the 2-marker question. Only just 2 sentences are enough. 1 mark for the disadvantage and another 1 mark for the application. That's how we marked, right? So unfortunately, the introduction of the new technology is not without problems, right? One of the main one is a high initial cost. Okay, they talk about the initial cost of buying. They have enough application. Why? They say they are investing 16 million New Zealand dollars. 16 million New Zealand dollars in new technology. It's a huge amount, and this is a lot, right? This is a lot of money and may create a financial burden for the group. For example, if Alliance Group have a borrow money, it will have to meet interest charges. They develop that also. They have to, if they borrow money, they have to have interest charges. This will reduce the profit, and it's like a 6-marker question. Then they develop a lot of strand out of this. They have this expensive. They have to, if they borrow money, they have to pay interest, and this will reduce the profit. And they have to, if the while loan is being repaid, it may cause cash flow problems in the business in the short of liquid resources. However, in this case, there is no financial information to analyze the financial impact of New Zealand dollar 16 million. It is not known. So this is a kind of like a 5-strand development answer, but in a examinations like one describe question, like we have outline questions. There are 2 markers. So 2 markers is like a 1 disadvantage. For example, you can see technology is expensive. In this case, the company Alliance Group has to spend 16 million New Zealand dollars. That is enough. But here they develop furthermore. As a result of this happened. As a result of this happened. As a result of this happened. Like we can see, about 5-6 sentences are there for the 1 disadvantage, right? Second question they're asking, I think it's a 6-marker question. What are the benefits to Alliance Group of introducing new technology in its plants? Give at least 2 benefits in your analysis. Give you at least 2 benefits in your analysis, right? Okay. I invite Kiara Virasera. Can you read this one? Question number 2 answer.
The introduction of new technology has a number of benefits. Generally, it raises productivity, reduces unit cost, and reduces waste in production. In this case, Alliance Group aims to improve operational efficiency as a result of the investment. The 2 fully automated robots in the first plant will operate safely in the same space as workers in the plant. They take on the difficult and potentially dangerous roles in meat processing and contribute to improvements in quality and hygiene. The new robotic cutting machine for sheep meat will reduce waste in the process and improve hygiene. This is because the machine has circular blades rather than bandsaws. This machine also improves health.
Yeah. Health and safety in the plant and reduce the stress from the workers. A new packaging machine, like, ensure that all meat is not in contact with air after its packaging process. The last one, it can also offer a long shelf life for the product. This application, guys, you can see every point they are explaining, they are talking about the advantages, basically based on the case study, right? Meat, and talk about the meat. It's basically context-based answer. This is a way how to develop your answering styles. Contextualize answer. This is appealing for some of the Alliance large retail customers. It also has a much larger capacity, which makes the packaging process more cost-effective. Generally, senior managers believe that the company will gain a competitive edge in the market since Alliance is an early adopter of some of its new technology. Early adopter means they're the first one to try this out, right? They're the first one to try this technology. Therefore, it's a competitive advantage, unique selling point. They can proudly say we are the only company in this right now. We are the one who pioneered this technology in this industry. So they have a competitive advantage. Okay, the last question. 12 marker, assess the importance of business of balancing these 4 items: cost, productivity, quality, and flexibility when introducing new technology. Okay, Diven, can you read that answer?
Yes. It is often difficult businesses to make decisions regarding when or whether to introduce new technology into production. The financial cost of purchasing, installing, and maintaining technology can be very high. In this case, Alliance Group has invested around New Zealand dollars 60 million in robots and packing machine. This is expensive and may require the business to borrow. There is also the human cost to consider. Introducing new technology often means making people redundant. This too is expensive and can also disrupt the workforce. Decision makers have to be sure that the cost of the technology is greater than the value of the productivity gains. The productivity gains may only be achieved if large quantities of output can be sold. Therefore, Alliance Group must be confident about selling much larger quantities. Decision making also have to consider the impact for technology will have on the quality of the product. For example, historically mass-produced products were often seen as lower quality than those that were handmade. Also, some customers are actually happy to pay higher prices for handmade products. This might be the case in the clothing technology. When production processes are automated, it often means that a business can only produce standardized products. This reduces the choice for customers. However, many would argue that most technology is so sophisticated today that quality and flexibility are not compromised. For example, production lines in the motor industry can deliver flexibility. This is because it is possible to produce cars to many different specifications on the same line. To conclude, investing in new technology is risky, and businesses have to evaluate the cost, productivity gains, the impact on quality, and the loss of flexibility before going ahead. In this case, it appears that Alliance Group is happy to take the risk and is an early adopter in the purchase of this technology.
Very good. So that's the thing. So every para I can see talk about firstly about the cost wise and the 16 million thing, and after that the quality wise, and then about the productivity wise and flexibility wise. So like that, one para they dedicated to everything to talk about. This is the way you have to express your knowledge in your answers. You have the freedom to write anything, but based on the case study. You can see every paragraph, every sentence is based on the case study. You can see this one. Some you're using your own knowledge. For example, some customers would like to handmade meat, like than machine made one. So there's some niche market for that. So, and conclusion, you can see to conclude, this is a way you have to use your words like that. To conclude, there is a risk in all decision business are taking. In this case, they have taken the risk. They're happy to take the risk. Because of that, they become an early adapter and they get a competitive advantage. Okay, so that's all about the the lesson. So my next session we'll see with the chapter 45. We're going to talk about the quality, very important lesson, quality. So technology lesson is we're going to wind up with that. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Technology is really important. That is the next generation. So in future of the business is depending on the technology. That is, we can guarantee 100%. Okay, guys, with that, we'll wind up session. Thank you very much.